Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and if you've been following along with the block of the month, you will have 18 different blocks, and this was a program we were doing with quilting confections. I'll put a link in the description for you. We're at the point we're going to be able to put them together, and we're going to have two blocks to put them together. The center block is an hourglass block, and we're going to put them in between all of the blocks. Then we're going to be able to do an outside border. The bonus with this is it is going to be able to be put together in rows, so the border and the center blocks are all done at the same time. It's quick and easy to finish off this great quilt. So this is an hourglass block, and I'm going to be using black and white. If you follow the directions, there's two shades of gray, so we're going to call this light and dark, and that way you can use any light and dark that you've been following along with. So the fabric I'm going to be using is just a very simple white with a black and white polka dot, and this is called Bitsy Dots, and it's from Quilting Treasures. So to get started to make this hourglass block, you're going to need to start with some squares, and this is a 12-inch square. We're going to need 9 light and 9 dark, and as most half square triangles go, we're going to put the right sides together, draw the line right down the center, and sew a 1/4 inch from that line. Then we're going to be able to take and cut right along that line. And when we cut them apart, press the seams towards the dark side, and that will be for all of the pieces. We're going to take them and we're going to match them to each other. So the light and the darks are going to be touching along the back, and that center seam is going to line up. So you have your light and your darks matching. You need to have that seam in the center lined up with the seam on the back, and you will be able to feel and see if it's lined up. And just like doing a half square triangle, we need to draw the line from corner to corner, and sew a 1/4 inch on each side of that line, making sure that that center seam is matched up. And when it's been stitched, we're able to cut that apart. When you open it up, you are going to have this hourglass look. To press the seams, you'll be able to take the dark and press it towards the white on both sides, and that is going to open up that little area here, and it will look like a little 4 patch, and press the seams flat. So out of 1 light and 1 dark, you will have 2 hourglass blocks. Now we can square them up. If you have a square ruler, it will work really easy. And because this is going to be squared up at 10.5 inches, we want to start it from the center mark. So we need to find the 5.25 inch mark from one side and the other, and find that center mark. So we have a 5.25 right there on that intersection. And on one side it's going to be 5.25, and on the other it's going to be 5.25. And you'll be able to use that line from corner to corner, matching up the corners of that block. You'll be able to trim off the one side. When you go to turn the ruler to do the next side, you'll be able to follow this mark at the 10.5 inch mark, and that will get you a perfect 10.5 inch block with the center right in the center at the 5.25. So the 10.5 inch hourglass block will match up with the 10.5 inch block of the months. Next, we'll make the outside borders, then we'll sew them together. So to cut the blocks, we're going to need 4 corners, and these are actual corner squares to the border, and they are going to be at 10.5 inches. You'll be able to take them out of the pile. The next, we need to make a split half square triangle. To start with, we are going to need 6 12-inch squares and 18 12-inch squares of the dark. Take 12 of the dark squares and put them aside. So we'll have 6 light colored and 6 dark colors of 12-inch squares. With both the 6 light squares and the 6 dark squares, you need to cut them in 4 from corner to corner. When you have them cut apart, you can stack them together so that the long sides are all together. Do it to your darks and do it to your lights. So we have 24 triangles in the light and the dark. Now we need to sew the two of them together. we're going to have the white and the black that we get to sew together. And this is the long edge. You'll be able to tell that you're sewing it together the right way because it won't match the other way. Now just stitch all 24 together. And you should have 12 blocks left over, and they are at 12.5 inches. You need to cut them right in half. That will give you 24, which will match your 24 blocks, and sew together. Now we have 24 of these blocks. We need to also square them up to 10.5 inches. Using a square ruler again, find the 5.25 inch mark and have it sit right here in this corner, and then have that long diagonal line go along the diagonal line on the ruler. Trim it off, and when you turn the ruler again, you're going to be able to line up the edge to the 10.5 inch and trim that off. So total what we have are the 18 blocks that we made throughout the last 18 months. The hourglass blocks that go in between the border block and 4 corner blocks. Now we can put them together. You're going to start with 3 blocks with 2 of the centers. The next row will have 2 of these blocks with 3 of the centers. So this is going to go in between each one of these. Now you can follow the picture and place them the way the picture is, or just do it how you like to see it. And you will have a total of 7 rows. For the rows, we'll have 3 of the blocks of the month in them. 3 will have 2 of the block of them. So all of the ones that have the 2, the dark is going to go towards the block. The ones that have the 3, the light is going to go towards the block. And at each end, you're going to put a border block and sew them all in 7 long rows. And you can see when all of these rows are put together how the dark and the light are going to fit together, and they're going to make a secondary block. The dark becomes a block in the back, but the white also becomes a block in the back. We are going to be able to sew these together, and the bonus is the border is already put on both sides. We'll just need to do the border, the top and the bottom. And when you sew this top border together, you're going to have your solid blocks on each side, and then you're going to take 5 of these and sew them together. And the peaks are going to come down, and in the bottom, they're going to come up. So you're going to have this white all the way around the outside. And with the top and the bottom done, the shades of gray block of the month is done. I'd like to say a special thank you to Quilting Confections for the great free pattern. And as always, thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.